guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Quasia Kiara, and on this channel, you're gonna get all the good stuff, all the good juice, We're gonna go over relationship advice, weight loss tips, everyday self-help tips, motivating tips. So today, for this first video, I just want to go over distractions because distractions is what takes us away from our goals, our dreams, our purpose, what we want in life, So, as someone who's faced many distractions and had their share of, life changing battles that took me off my course, we're gonna go over some tips to help you deter away from being distracted. So, first, I like to talk about what can be a distraction. A distraction could be anything that's taking you off your life purpose, your dreams, your goals, or just anything you're trying to accomplish. So, a distraction could be your phone, a distraction could be your friends, a distraction can be your mom, a distraction can be something on TV, a distraction could be you and you not being disciplined. So there are many things that can distract you. So now that we define like what are some distractions, we're going to talk about ways to, you know, get over those hurdles of being distracted. Okay, number one way not to become distracted, write out a plan, formulate your plan, write out your goals. What's your goal for the day? What's your goal for the week? What's your goal for the month? You could start with small steps, and plan out, blocking off times, giving yourself a block off of a certain amount of time you're trying to accomplish something. So that way, you know what's expected of you on that day. So with you having it written down, it's like kind of gonna hold you accountable, and you're gonna know like, okay, well, I wrote this down, like I said I was gonna do this today, and you're more likely to like stay on the right path if you know what's expected of you versus like you just thinking like, okay, I want to do this. No, say for instance you say I want to lose 20 pounds. Okay, you're gonna create a plan. How am I gonna lose 20 pounds? Am I going to go to the gym 5 days a week? Am I going to go to the days 3 days go to the gym 3 days a week? um what hours, what time am I going to go before work? Am I going to go after work? What am I going to eat? What's my meal plan going to look like? What am I going to do to avoid tempted to eat the wrong things? Just formulating out that plan, having it written down on paper, that's gonna keep you on task. So if your friend does call you or someone says, oh, you want to go out today, well, I can't go at this time, I'm going to the gym, I have it planned already. Have your outfit picked out, set yourself up for success. Pick your gym wear out, everything, like, so it's like it's already set in stone. I'm going to the gym, I'm gonna lose 20 pounds. So that's one way to stay on course. Basically, that's the first step, is formulating a plan. Okay, now that we formulated that plan, we're going to set ourselves up for success, right? Because we don't want to make things hard on us, do we, right? Okay, going back to that gym example, right? That weight loss example of losing 20 pounds. Say for instance you said you wanted to lose the 20 pounds. Are you going to have snacks in your house? Are you going to go to certain restaurants where you're going to be tempted to buy certain things? Like when I say snacks, I don't mean like you can eat snacks like whether it be an apple, yogurt, some healthy chips with guacamole, little small increments of snacks. But you're not going to have like a whole fudge cake in your refrigerator. You're not going to stack up on donuts, cookies, soda, things that's gonna tempt you to do the wrong things. And also sometimes you might, if you have to avoid people that you normally do negative things with, like if you have a friend that y'all binge eat on pizza every Friday night or every day, or y'all like both are foodies, maybe you need to like introduce that friend to your plan. But if they can't respect your goal, and they're not going to help you set you up for success, you might have to avoid those people for a while, and let them know like what you're trying to accomplish, so you don't feel like you're doing anything wrong and they don't feel like neglected. Another way to set yourself up for success um, is basically, say for instance, that you have a paper that needs to be written, you're in school, you're gonna set a time to work on your homework or your paper. You're going to block that time off and you're gonna turn off your phone. If you can't, if you don't want to be so drastic, and you want to make sure you have a phone accessible for emergencies, you can have your phone like on. But what I normally do is I turn my phone on do not disturb, and then I'll like, you could pick certain people that do not disturb, like you could pick certain people that they could still get through to you. Or if you don't want to do that, if you just want to put them on do not disturb, but let everyone know, hey, I'm about to study for an hour, 2 hours, from 2 to 4 or 5 to 8, whatever time you're picking. Let everyone know, okay, like I turned my phone on do not disturb because I need to buckle down. I need to study right now. Another thing, you want to like try to delete social media apps like Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, because when you get those alerts to your phone, like you hear ding, you just grab your phone, like now you're scrolling for hours on TikTok. You're distracted. Even if you don't want to delete the apps, you could like get rid of notifications. Or what I do is I put a timer of 15 minutes a day on each app. So when you do this, Instagram will let you know, okay, you already been on social media 15 minutes a day. You get that alert. If you want, you could refresh that alert, but basically it gives you some self-control because it's letting you see how much time you're spending on these apps. There's a great book that I've read. It's called Atomic Habits, and basically the book is about little ways to set up for success, and how you can make positive things habits, and how to curve habits, and how to reward yourself like for staying on course. Or it's a very good book. So if you're interested in like finding ways to stay on the right path as far as distractions, check out that book. Also, that book Atomic Habits is in my link below in my Amazon storefront. If you're interested in grabbing that book, it's going to change your life. Next thing I want to cover about like how to stay on course and not be distracted, long term ways to stay on course, is creating vision boards. Creating vision boards has helped me a lot. I do this every year. I have one for my phone, and I have an actual physical vision board. And every morning I look at the physical one that's in my bedroom. I keep it right on my desk. And also the one that's on my phone, I see it every time I'm open my phone. And it just basically, it's a reminder of where I'm going, and what I need to do to accomplish that. So I'm never forgetting what I need to do. So you're less likely to be distracted if you remember what's the end goal, and always think about your end goal. Think about it like, where do I want to see myself in the next 5 years, the next 10 years, the next year? It could be even the next 6 months. So if you always keep that in mind, you're more likely to stay on the right path. Also, I would like to say next about another way, like besides vision boards, you could write out your plan, like write out your goals and read them 3 times a day, in the morning, lunch, and then night. And that way, that's another way of keeping yourself accountable. And also, we normally do things for certain reasons or certain people. We're less likely to give up on our dreams if we're doing it for the people we love. So it could be your child, your significant other, it could be your loved ones. Like, I know I was so close to my grandparents, and I still work like they are looking down on me because I still want them to be proud of me. My grandparents came from a time of, slavery, and they didn't have the opportunities that I have now. So I always try to keep that in mind and say, what am I doing this for? I'm doing this for my generation, and and I'm doing this for my family, my loved ones. So it always having those reminders keeps me accountable as well. Lastly, I would like to say about distractions and how to avoid being distracted is, aligning and surrounding yourself with the right people, because if you're around people that are not focused themselves, how are you going to stay focused? If they don't have any goals and dreams they're working on, they're going to, deter you away from what you're doing. And it's not purposefully, but sometimes we are who we surround ourselves with. My dog right now is a distraction. If you heard her, Coco, she's a Sharky poodle. She's trying to distract me, but we're going to finish this video. Anyway, Coco, yeah, she definitely trying to distract us right now, but we're gonna get to it. Yeah, so if you're around people that are like distracting you and people that don't have the same goals as you, you know that saying is true. You are who you surround yourself with. So be mindful of that. Try to like stay aligned with people that's serving you and gonna fulfill your life's purpose. If not, like you may have to like stray away from those people. Okay, so let's sum everything up. What are we gonna do to not be distracted in the future, or try to steer away from as many distractions as possible, because we're human. But number one, we're gonna make a plan. What are we gonna do? What time are we gonna do it? When are we doing it? What days? This will keep us accountable. Number two, we're gonna set ourselves up for success. So we're gonna make sure we're able to execute those goals, by setting ourselves up for success. We're not gonna make things harder for ourselves. Okay, number three, we are going to, give us things that will keep us on the right path and hold us accountable. Things we're going to create things, whether it's vision boards, physical or one digital on your phone. We're going to create a written down plan that we're going to read 3 times a day. And we're going to say our affirmations. We're going to hold ourselves accountable. We're going to read and we're going to stay focused. Lastly, we're going to get rid of anyone or anything that is not serving us and aligning us with our purpose, and that is taking us off our course and distracting us. We're going to avoid these people or these things as much as possible, because the saying is so true. You are who you hang with. So if you enjoyed this video, do me a favor, hit that like, hit that subscribe, and also comment. I want to hear like some of your everyday distractions or struggles you're facing staying on course, or whether you tried out some of these tips and how these tips are working for you. And lastly, if you want more videos like these where I dive deeper into self-help, you hear my story, we grow together, and you learn more about me, you won't regret it. We're going to go, over a lot on this channel. Thank you.